Good morning. It is Wednesday, August the 17th. I'm Lindsay Morrison here with Natalie Thomas on the National Morning Show. She's in for Kim McDonald for the next couple of days, and Kasia Badurka will be joining us outside later in the show in for Kevin Yard. And something we're going to notice outside, Natalie, is that it's getting a little darker later in the day.
Yeah, I don't know if we even want to notice that, but we were looking at some of the numbers. The city of Toronto every day is losing about 2 hours of daylight. Edmonton closer to about 4 to 6 minutes of daylight.
Yes, and further into the north in Yellowknife, they're losing about 6 minutes of daylight as well. So I hate to say it, but we're heading in the direction of summer coming to an end.
Certainly. And of course, in St. John's, Newfoundland, well, let's take you to Carbonear, Newfoundland. You're probably thinking, what summer?
Plenty of rain. About 30 millimeters fell in St. John's, but through the overnight hours, temperatures were rounding out about 20 degrees.
Yeah, and they'll stay close to the mid-20s today. So we'll take a look at temperatures coming up in just a moment. Let's talk about rain first, though, because in St. John's, the rain will likely continue through the first half of the day, but clearing out as we head through this evening. Notice through the Maritimes, we have seen a good 15 to even upwards of 30 millimeters, but the bulk of the rain is moving out as high pressure moves in. High pressure right now settling in over southern Ontario and southern Quebec, and again, as we head through the day, we're looking at even the rain showers clearing for Newfoundland from west to east. If we take a look at what's happening right now, though, you can still see a few lingering rain showers for parts of PEI and eastern Nova Scotia and even through western Newfoundland and around Corner Brook, just a few spotty showers. But basically, as we mentioned through this afternoon, with that high pressure moving in, even seeing some sunshine this afternoon through parts of the Maritimes. Look at Fredericton, 24 degrees, lots of sunshine. That's a pretty decent day. And in around St. John's and around Corner Brook, we're likely going to see some rain showers through today, clearing later tonight. And then we have a pretty decent looking forecast, Lindsay, over the next few days.
You know, Natalie, every Friday we have our top 10 videos of the week where we count them down, and lately our viewers have been responding with some incredible video, and you have to see this one to really believe it.
What the rating will be.
We'll have more details on this story coming up in the news, but that low pressure system is still marching across northern Ontario.
It is, and it's more so the cold front associated with that low that we have to watch out for. It could trigger some more thunderstorms today through the Nickel Belt, even through Cottage Country and the southern shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron. Currently right now, though, temperatures nice and cool in around London, 14 degrees, so it was nice if you had the windows open overnight last night. This afternoon, we're still looking at some low humidex values, not nearly as warm as a few weeks ago, but still feeling like the low 30s. But here's that risk for thunderstorms we were talking about. Very, very isolated. They're going to stay non-severe in nature, but the potential is there this afternoon and this evening. And by the way, still seeing rain for the Interlake region of Manitoba. We'll talk about that active weather in your long-range forecast. Okay, so as we take a look at your long-range forecast for tomorrow, there are a couple of big stories we need to talk about. First of all, in Alberta, behind the low-pressure system later today, temperatures are going to be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler tomorrow, so you'll definitely notice the cool down. But because it's going to be so warm and humid for southern Manitoba, you have the risk for thunderstorms, potentially severe, although very, very isolated. Not a bad day across southern Ontario. Slight risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow, but the better chance in through the Ottawa Valley and southern Quebec. And not a bad day in Atlantic Canada, although by late day, risk for some thunder showers in around New Brunswick, but more so an unsettled day for Friday with some scattered showers and maybe some embedded thunderstorms. Also for Friday, we're looking at humidity for southern BC, even more so for Saturday and even into Sunday as well. Vancouver could be feeling like the upper 20s come the weekend. Beautiful beach weekend ahead, a lot of sunshine. And as we head into Sunday as well, that's the best chance in the long-range forecast for southern Ontario to see some spotty thunderstorms. But stay with us if you can, because we will have more details coming up. Well, we will take another look at your local forecast in less than 60 seconds from right now, so don't go away. And then we'll be back talking about all of the big weather stories across the country, including rain. Many of us have seen a lot of rain over the last 24 hours. We'll start in Atlantic Canada first, and as you can see, leading the way, parts of Newfoundland and around Argentia, over 50 millimeters of rain, so it has been a lot. But through the Maritimes in general, we've seen about 15 to 30 millimeters of rain, and today, high pressure moves in, so sunshine this afternoon. We're not looking at any more rain. As we take a look at Manitoba, you can see that we have seen a lot of rain through the Interlake region in particular, and we'll continue to talk about the potential for rain showers coming up. So we still have a few hot spots left. Summer's not done just yet for many of us across the country. When you look at these maps, notice the deeper the orange and red, the warmer the temperatures. And it really is southern Saskatchewan, Manitoba, through Ontario today, where we still have a lot of that warmth. Because not only are we seeing warm temperatures, but feeling even warmer when you factor in the humidity, especially through southern Ontario and Manitoba.
We still have some rain falling, don't we, Natalie?
That we do, Lindsay. We're really going to be clearing from west to east. We still see some drizzle this morning in around Sydney, in around Stephenville, in around St. John's. You're likely going to see showers as we head through this afternoon, but overall you can see a clearing trend as high pressure moves in, Lindsay was mentioning. Take a look at St. John, Fredericton, sunshine, 24 degrees, nothing wrong with that kind of forecast through this afternoon. A little bit more cloud cover though, and the potential for showers in Newfoundland, but you will clear as we head through tonight, and tomorrow's looking like a much better day. As we take a look at current conditions across parts of Ontario this morning, notice that we are seeing some cooler temperatures in around Hamilton and London, fairly clear skies, so it was a nice night to kind of turn off the AC, open up the windows, and just sleep comfortably with the cooler air. It's still going to be a very similar day today, though, as to what we saw yesterday. A mix of sun and clouds, slightly humid but not uncomfortable. And as that cold front sinks south, we do have that risk for thunderstorms basically anywhere along that cold front, especially through the Nickel Belt, northeastern Ontario, even the southern shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron, and even through the day tomorrow. I wouldn't rule out an isolated thunderstorm in southern Ontario, but the better chance will be through southern Quebec. And by the way, they'll be non-severe in nature. But stay with us because coming up we'll talk about all of the rain for parts of Manitoba.
Good morning. We're less than a minute away from your local forecast. Lindsay and Natalie here with you this morning. Natalie, it was a beautiful day in the city of Toronto yesterday,
Yes.
and looks like we may get a repeat performance today. Yeah. August, and I know many people are breathing a sigh of relief.
Yes, although in northwestern Ontario yesterday it was not just the rain, it was extremely active, and
Right.
we even did have a tornado touchdown.
Right. You're just in time for your national forecast. I'm Lindsay Morrison here with Natalie Thomas. Thanks for joining me, Natalie.
Yeah, anything to help my friend Kim out for the week on vacation this week.
She deserves a break.
She does. It's an early start to the day. She can sleep in for five days.
For sure, and hopefully you're enjoying, Kim, and not watching right now because it's a little early for you. But let's talk about the weather in Halifax yesterday, because while just about everyone else in Atlantic Canada was, it was a similar situation.
Yeah.
Lots of sunshine.
And the actual hot spot was Ashcroft, BC at about 29.9. So in Toronto we were only off by about half a degree.
Right, and it's looking like another warm day today.
Very similar. Well, let's take a look as we shift our attention a little bit further east. Lindsay was mentioning moments ago that we did see showers for most parts of Atlantic Canada yesterday, and even still this morning a few lingering rain showers. The bulk of the rain has fallen through eastern Newfoundland, and that's where the bulk of the rain will still fall today. There's not going to be a lot of it associated with this low as it leaves. The big story that you want to know about is the sunshine. We have high pressure moving into the Maritimes throughout the day, so the showers you're seeing right now and around Cape Breton, they're going to be slowly clearing out. And this afternoon we are looking at some sunshine. But for western Newfoundland, I wanted to mention that yes, we're looking at rain showers this afternoon, but only for the first half of the afternoon. Then from west to east across Newfoundland we will be clearing, and tomorrow and really over the next couple of days, Lindsay, things are looking a whole lot better. And these temperatures in St. John's, low 20s, nothing to complain about.
Hey, you know what? Better late than never. Better late to have your
Yes.
summer than not at all.
Agreed, because it's been a while since you hit the 20-degree mark.
It has been. You know, Natalie, one of my favorite things to do in the summer, head to an amusement park.
Yes.
It's a perfect way to spend a sunny afternoon, and
No rain showers, not too uncomfortably warm. Oh, there we go. I can't do that ride, you?
I love that ride.
Oh, really? What's it called?
It's called the Behemoth.
The Behemoth. Oh, see, I'm not up on my roller coasters because I can't do them. But anyways, today, if you're heading to Wonderland, very similar day, and we can talk about that right now.
And speaking of amusement parks, the CNE begins this weekend.
That it does for sure, and that I will do, but mostly for the food pavilion where I can get Tiny Tom donuts. So current conditions in Ontario this morning. In the south, you can see some cooler temperatures in around the London and Hamilton areas, 17 degrees right now in the city of Toronto, and clear skies. So it's a really nice start to the day, a little bit on the brisker side. As we head through this afternoon, temperatures warm up to the upper 20s, humidex values in the low 30s, so very comfortable, not extremely humid where you really don't want to head outside. But notice there is the risk for thunderstorms today, more so in through northeastern Ontario and the Nickel Belt. As a cold front sinks south, meets up with the warmer air, we do have the potential for a few isolated thunderstorms. Not thunderstorms today in Manitoba, though, just some lingering rain showers. A lot of these rainfall warnings should end as we head through the morning. Into the afternoon, we do have a risk for a few thunderstorms in through parts of Alberta, mostly north of Calgary. We'll talk about that in your long range. So the risk for thunderstorms today through parts of the BC interior and northern Alberta, even into northwestern Saskatchewan. But through the day tomorrow, behind all of those storms, Alberta's temperatures will be cooling by at least 5 degrees, some of us closer to 10, so a much cooler day. But it'll still be warm and humid in southern Manitoba. There's the risk for thunderstorms and potentially severe. We also have a slight risk of an isolated thunderstorm anywhere from Windsor to Toronto to Ottawa to Montreal, even into New Brunswick. So fairly widespread, but we're certainly not all going to see one. It's just that the risk is there. And then more so for Friday, the risk for showers and thunderstorms through New Brunswick. Now notice for Friday, and again for Saturday, we've highlighted humidity in through southern BC. It doesn't happen very often, but it looks like Vancouver for Friday and Saturday and Sunday could be feeling like the upper 20s, even low 30s. So that's something to look forward to if you're heading to the beach this weekend. And then notice that through the Nickel Belt in Ontario for Saturday, more so southern Ontario for Sunday, the risk for thunderstorms. And we'll talk all about that coming up. In fact, Lindsay, we're going to start in Manitoba, where we do have rainfall warnings still in effect this morning. They're likely going to be dropping in the next couple of hours. In around Norway House, for example, we still have a rainfall warning. You've already seen 70 millimeters of rain, maybe another 5 millimeters this morning, but again, conditions will be improving behind that low. However, we do have enough instability where we could be seeing a few isolated thunderstorms later this afternoon popping up, more so in Alberta than anywhere else, and especially north of Calgary, maybe in around Red Deer later today. Now, we also have the risk for thunderstorms through northeastern Ontario, through the Nickel Belt, even the southern shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron, courtesy of this cold front. So as that cold front continues to sink south, showers and thunderstorms anywhere along it, and then that cold front really starts to weaken. So we're not looking at strong thunderstorms today. They will be non-severe, but that cold front weakens, basically just creating this area of instability where tomorrow it will be unsettled enough where we may see a thunderstorm anywhere from Windsor toward New Brunswick. So a widespread area, but again, they will be extremely isolated, very hit or miss. So if you are doing any travel for business across Atlantic Canada today, let's take a look at some select destinations, beginning with St. John's, Newfoundland, where later today conditions will be improved as high pressure moves in overnight. But basically, we are looking at that potential for a few spotty showers still in around the St. John's area, in through the Maritime provinces. Sunshine this afternoon with high pressure.
Your national forecast is less than a minute away, and you know, Natalie, we've been talking about signs that the summer season is starting to come to an end. One of those is the CNE is beginning this weekend in the city of Toronto. Right now, the forecast looking not bad.
Yeah, it's similar to what we saw yesterday. We're going to be seeing the sunshine today. Maybe
outside our studios.
Yes, we'll see what's going on outside this morning. Now, yesterday, Lindsay, the big story was the active weather in the northwest.
Right, and we can't get enough of this video. This is just a little sneak preview. If you stay with us, we're going to be showing you some more footage,
And we'll have that story right after your local forecast.
Good morning. We've made it to the middle of the week.
Yay.
It's Wednesday, August the 17th. Unfortunately, we've also made it to the midpoint of the month, which for me indicates that summer's slowly starting to come to an end, which I love this season, so I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm a huge fan of autumn, so I'm like, yes, end of August, early September, best time of the year in my opinion.
You know, I've heard from so many people on Facebook and Twitter talking about how they love autumn, and that's great. You know, then you have something to look forward to at the end of the summer.
Exactly. We have a lot to look forward to, and in Halifax, you do as well, because today is going to be a beautiful day with high pressure in place.
Some pretty significant rainfall, and some places are still seeing some showers today.
This is true. So we can take a look at that story through Atlantic Canada and break it down for you, courtesy of this low pressure system, which is now exiting Newfoundland and Labrador. We're still seeing a few lingering rain showers, but this high is going to be making its way into the Maritimes throughout the day. And so even though we're still seeing some showers this morning and around Cape Breton and parts of PEI, by this afternoon much drier. And even for Newfoundland, showers in western Newfoundland this morning, showers in around St. John's this afternoon, but clearing west to east throughout the day. So we really are going to be seeing a much improved day tomorrow across Newfoundland. And these temperatures in St. John's, I don't think people are complaining about 21, 22 degrees, Lindsay, over the next few days. This is the kind of temperatures they're looking forward to.
A big improvement for St. John's. You deserve it, so enjoy it. Natalie, yesterday we were talking about how, well, this summer may have been a little disappointing for some.
Yes.
I don't think too many people in Toronto overall can complain. We have had some heat alert. Another sign that the summer is starting to come to an end as we take a look outside our Oakville, Ontario studios. Kasia, where's the sunrise?
Not here yet. We have a few moments. 6:25 precisely is when we're expecting to see the sunshine in our area. Good morning, ladies, and good morning to you at home. We're looking at a very clear morning for us in southern Ontario and very comfortable. Temperatures are currently at 17 degrees for the afternoon. It's going to be much warmer, won't it be? Natalie?
Yes, it will. Thank you very much, Kasia, for the updates. It will be much warmer this afternoon, much like we saw yesterday. Temperatures in the upper 20s, feeling like the low 30s, not too uncomfortably humid. But because it is warm and we have a cold front sinking south, when the warm air meets the cool air, we always get the risk for just a few isolated thunderstorms. It's not going to be as severe as we saw yesterday in northwestern Ontario because the cold front is really starting to weaken. Rainfall warnings are still in effect for parts of Manitoba. That should end over the next couple of hours. We'll talk about the risk for thunderstorms in the west and your long range. Best chance for thunderstorms today are in Alberta, especially north of Calgary. Calgary, for the most part, should be in the clear, but later this evening through the overnight and around Edmonton, we may see a few isolated thunderstorms popping up. But behind that, temperatures are going to be much cooler. Calgary is going to be a good 7 or 8 degrees cooler tomorrow compared to today. Now, one of the big stories for tomorrow as well will be the risk for thunderstorms in southern Ontario through southern Quebec into New Brunswick. So it's a widespread area, but these are not going to be strong storms tomorrow, and most of us won't see anything. It's just that risk you have to keep in mind. But more so for Friday, we do see those showers popping up in New Brunswick and the Gaspé region of Quebec. Now for Friday, I want to draw your attention to southern BC. Humid. Guess what? For Saturday, even more so humid. Saturday in Vancouver, temperatures pushing in the upper 20s, feeling like the low 30s. If you're planning a beach day at all, plan it for Saturday. It's looking quite beautiful in around the lower mainland. But notice for Saturday, still the risk for thunderstorms through cottage country in Ontario, and that risk continues into Sunday.